Hello guys! Welcome to our new channel, Dr. Winchester, where we would like to talk you through the most important topics when it comes to your skin, its health, appearance, and overall well-being. We will also talk about how to cure your skin in 2 weeks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Most of the people are probably very confused when they find themselves in a position of newbie in a skincare world. The enormous amount of information can be overwhelming, considering that you come in with one problem and most likely end up having another 3 of them. Searching through internet or in a bookstore might be very time-consuming and possibly inefficient. In that point, most of us reach out for a professional help from dermatologists or esthetician, or if we can't afford them, we reach out for our popular platforms, such as YouTube.
Hello everybody, welcome back.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Aloha everyone, welcome to Skincare with Hiram.
Well, hey guys!
But we also search through plenty of blogs, support pages, or communities for discussions. But as much as this solution might seem like a fun hobby, one can still struggle to get to the root of a problem. Plus, different opinions can only participate in overall confusion. So, what exactly is our point here, you might be asking? Well, our main goal here is to present to you all the important information you need on your way of curing the acne, and try not to be very messy in doing so. Within the Dr. Winchester project, we developed certain standards that one need to fulfill in order to accomplish his or her desired goal. And we put those standards into 3 important modules, or better said, sections. Well, we kinda put it into a whole book, but that's story for another time. For now, let's get ahead to number 1, the soul section. As much as people love to talk about different kind of products, no one really talks about the spiritual aspect of acne as a disease. For us, this was probably the most important section to create, as there is so much to talk about. Everything around us is made up of energy, and to understand how it works and what impact it has on our health, you need to understand this simple rule: attention is followed by energy. So if we pay attention to something, our energy will start to act in this direction, meaning that if we are dealing with something intensely, we have the ability to influence it. In practical world, we often forget that we have such an ability. Going through our everyday lives, we are constantly dealing with joy, peace, love, happiness, gratefulness. But more often with stress, sadness, anger, frustration, depression. That causes our energy to get blocked, and by blocking it, we prevent the natural healing power to do what it was made to do: self-heal and self-clean our body. For example, when you cut yourself, the wound will eventually heal. If you hit yourself, you will have a bruise for a while, but then it will fade. But what if it will not? What if the problem remains? What if something is blocking it? That can unfortunately cause many other problems, as the energy does not flow in the correct direction, meaning that we're spending huge amount of this energy for dealing with negative sides of our lives. In the worst case, we can develop mildness, fatigue, insomnia, headaches, stomach problems. The list just goes on and on. What started as an innocent hazard is now developing into a serious problem. Many cultures have their ways how to deal with negative aspects of life, helping to unblock this energy circulation. Taiki, Qigong, chakras treatments, Reiki, yoga, Ayurveda, all of them were developed to prevent disharmony in our bodies, created by blocked energy. Because the disharmony between body, mind, and soul leads to manifestation of the disease. When you start to deal with acne, you often wonder, where did it come from? Of course, genetic, poor diet, using the wrong products, impact of our hormones on oil glands, creating extra sebum and clogging pores. This all needs to be considered. But we will talk about those later. Right now, we gonna talk about the true origin of a disease, because the truth is, some people can develop disease clearly out of nowhere. To make it easier to understand, think about acne as a last stop on your path of irresponsible behavior coming from internal conflicts. From medical point of view, acne itself is a disease of oil glands, producing extreme amount of sebum due to hormonal response. But from the spiritual point of view, the disease itself is usually just an indicator, or so-called symptom, that has been developed from an actual problem that lies inside of us. The main reasons of our internal conflicts are, number 1, the pursuit of perfection, resulting in self-refusing. If a person is refusing himself, he is refusing his very existence. Fighting against himself, always being with his mind somewhere else, that all gives a lot of empty space for different kind of illnesses and diseases. Just like the old saying claims, when the Lord is not home, intruders will invite themselves, meaning that if you don't pay attention to yourself, your immune system will become weaker, and more likely you will develop a problem. People need to express themselves in a healthy way. Social conventions dictates what is appropriate response for one's behavior. And of course, we need to take into account that we express ourselves differently with our close ones, and on the contrary, strangers. We use various masks and roles when spending time with our family, partners, colleagues, with our boss. We even use different kind of social masks when we do little tasks like, for example, getting haircut or visiting our bank. Those are all learned and appropriate responses we are comfortable with. During our life, we develop several masks and roles, and it's absolutely all right. It makes us who we are. But what happens if one gets caught in a loop of using them too much or too often? What if one develops an unhealthy habit in order to get what he wants from others? He will most likely create a new pattern of behavior that fits a certain situation, and more he repeats it, more he believes in it. When it comes to acne, there are two types of people that can literally develop skin condition simply about their ego. Such a person is usually using the victim's mask that provides some form of a comfort. First type is using it in order to fulfill his need for love and attention. In some families, emotional needs are put at the very last place, leaving children with many inner injuries. It is their primal instinct to crave love, comfort, safe place, attention. If one does not get enough of it, he will look for it somewhere else. Sadly, popular choices are alcohol and drugs. But in worst case, one can develop a disease in effort to stand out of crowd. These kind of acne sufferers will constantly try to bring attention to themselves, talking about their problem, and no, there is nothing wrong with that. But there is a difference. These people will see it as a complete disaster, no matter how many solutions you will offer to them. They will still insist that their problem can't be sorted, and they are predestined to spend lifetime with acne. They will dig in it to the smallest details until they make everyone uncomfortable. The other type of acne sufferer will, on contrary, put maximum effort into hiding from a world around him. While in the first case a person tries to compensate the missing love and attention by focusing on it and looking for it, in this case, one tries to completely deprive himself of any emotions. Fear of touch, contact, or more intense emotion can be so great that this type of a person will develop acne to protect himself, as he would try to scream to the world, "Don't touch me." In that case, one lives with a paradox. On one hand, he desires love and attention, but on the other hand, he convinced himself that he does not want it or need it. The internal conflict is projected on the skin as it's our touch point. Oftentimes, one has also slim figure as he tries to hide, unlike the other case when person can actually put on some weight in order to stand out of crowd. All of these create a pressure in our body, leading to blocking natural life force and energies. And as we said previously, if there is any sort of tension in our body, it takes twice so much energy to deal with actual and then created problem, letting us feeling tired, depressed, unhappy. Remember this, the blocked energy and therefore the disharmony in your body will always show up, and believe it or not, acne is not the worst form of disease. Imagine developing serious illness such as diabetes, heart problems, sleeping disorders, etc. While some people believe acne is the worst thing that could happen to them, in the end of the day, It is mostly cosmetic problem, and thanks to great dermatologists, estheticians, and technology that we have, nowadays it can be easily treated. Acne coming from spiritual problem can occur on any part of our body, and it usually has a meaning behind it. For example, acne on face means that one has conflicts with facing things, solving confrontations, or simply fearing to lose face in front of others. Acne on the back can mean that we are running away from problems, literally showing them our back, or trying to carry more than we can handle. If you personally suffer from acne, or you know someone who does, and any of the described features are resonating with you, consider the following options as a possible solutions for your problem. First of all, you need to realize that you are stuck in the circle of your own destructive behavior. Then it's important to determine what kind of a pattern is holding you back. Thirdly, you need to match yourself with your past in order to realize what is disturbing you in your presence. Last step will be processing the problem in your current presence. Some cultures believe that we are already born with the internal conflict and that we pre-choose problem that we want to solve in a given life. Therefore, we choose family, country, and environment we want to be born in. With this chosen life, there comes also our spiritual memories, the familiar feeling when we meet some people or visit some places. The idea and main goal here is to solve our problem in this life. In Hinduism, we know it as a karma. In many cases, it happens that one is already born with a disease as a result of unsolved problem from the previous life. If this is too much for you to take, think about it from a scientific point of view. It is proven that our DNA reacts to the frequency we transmit. Therefore, our thoughts, patterns of behavior, emotions, and feeling might have an impact of the structure of the cells. It may happen that some formulas will be written into our genetic code, explaining the transmission of diseases from generation to generation, and existence of families of diabetics, asthmatics, alcoholics, etc. We are able to transfer a certain pattern of behavior to our descendants. Did you ever hear someone saying that you do something just like your father, or mother, or sibling, or cousin? These are so-called genetic memories that we often don't even recognize. In animal world, this has much stronger importance as life and survival of newborn literally depends on it. So we all keep those informations from our ascendants, and in certain age they can activate. Obviously, the hormonal responses plays its role too, and in many cases, the acne is not developed at all. But as you probably already heard, if your parents had acne, it is most likely for you to have it too. It is possible to break this vicious circle, but one needs to first understand how it works. Many of internal conflicts are coming from early childhood or adolescence, and it might be difficult to determine which particular problem might be the reason of your acne. To help you figure it out, we created a test that you can fill on our website and find out what can cause the disruption in your spiritual world. Remember that sorting out the spiritual world might have a huge impact on acne and can help it to heal faster. Sometimes we create disease as an emotional response to our current situation, or by living in our past and not letting go on our problems. Many people grew up from their acne as a result of living in present moment by forgiving and forgetting their internal injuries. And for many people, acne was simply just a habit. Bringing it on during every topic, checking themselves in a mirror every 3 minutes, touching their face constantly, having it on mind 24/7, oftentimes 4 pimples, led into serious cystic acne. Can you see now why it is important to understand also the spiritual part of a disease? If you found this video helpful or interesting, you can give it a thumb up, and don't forget to subscribe for newest content. To find out more about the soul section, follow our web, which is linked down below. We will see you in the second part of this video, where we will talk about the mind section in relation to acne. Later.